Need an outsider's perspective, please. When I was 14 years old, I made myself a Facebook. This man who was 20 years old messaged me one day casually chatting me up. I didn't think much of his age. I was craving love and attention. Dad sucked. We became friends. We hung out a few times and then ended up doing sexual things. He made me feel very special and looked me deep in my eyes like no one else. He called me his baby and told me he loved me. He held on to me so tight. It really did feel like he loved me. He was very sweet to me. Never treated me badly, but he did offer me drugs a few times and alcohol. I never thought that him and I were exclusive. Some time went by and I found out that he was dating another girl at my school. She was 16. Things ended between us, because she got pregnant with his kid. A few years later they had another. I deleted my Facebook for personal reasons and got into a new relationship pretty soon after him, and I stopped talking. I have been with this new guy for almost 8 years now. We have a baby and things have been hard for sure. It's extremely hard because of our personality types. He doesn't really have much emotion and I'm very emotional, but we love each other. About a year ago I decided to make a new Facebook again. Just wanted my family to see pics of my baby and maybe connect with a few old friends from high school. A week ago I randomly received a bunch of likes on all my posts and a message saying, "Wow, I'm so proud of you. You are a rock star. I can't believe I found you." Their profile on Facebook had a weird-ass name that I did not recognize though, and no profile picture. It was him. He sent me a couple pictures of himself and his children. I was in utter shock from his messages that I didn't reply for a day or two. He kept calling me and texting. When I finally replied, he said he thought I forgot about him and he almost cried. He ended up telling me that his baby mama left him and the children and he's basically a single dad. He said she hasn't seen the kids in 18 months. He has not told me exactly why she bailed and I don't want to ask. He just said that, she's a bitch and horrible mother. I asked where he had been all this time and he said that he was on the run for some drug stuff. He later got caught. They only sentenced him to 7 months in jail because they felt bad about the mother not being involved? I guess, but he said he is finally free from the system now. I told him if I was going to talk to him at all it would only be as friends and we could not hang out. We have only been talking for a couple days, but he has coming at me hard about how he has been thinking of me all these years, and he wishes it could have been us, and our babies, and since I'm having relationship troubles, I should come live with him because he will love me forever. I have to remind him to stop because we can only be friends. As I am in a relationship and trying to work on it. Tonight I told him I cannot text him anymore unless I break it off with my boyfriend. I blocked him immediately after. I feel a little guilty for blocking him, to be honest. Should I? Does this guy sound like a good guy? Or a manipulative predator? I really don't know. I need an outsider's perspective, please. Edit. I wanted to say thank you all for the responses. Rereading my posts saddens me a bit because I do realize how easily manipulated I am by this man. Some of you will never understand the vulnerability a 14-year-old girl can display and what that can do to their developing brain. For those of you who are begging me to never contact him again, I 100% will never do that. I only see him as predator at this point, and it's taking me a long time to accept that, I guess, because of how he made me feel in the past. When I imagine myself being 20 years old going after a 14-year-old, it actually makes me feel sick to my stomach. The thought of a 20-year-old man with my child sends me into a rage. I never thought of it that way, stupidly enough. I will do everything I can to protect my child from people like this. Also, my current boyfriend knows about everything and I told him as soon as this guy messaged me. There's no need to feel bad for him, he's fine. I would never break up with my boyfriend over this chump. I just said that to get him off my case. It seemed like the best thing to say to get him to stop contacting. I think my past has impacted me more than I know. And I do want to heal myself from this. I'll probably go get some. Thanks to those who suggested therapy. Closing parenthesis. From an outside perspective. You're right. He is a manipulative predator who groomed girls and tries to manipulate you now again. Blocking him seems like the right action. Don't feel bad for him. He made his choices, like grooming children, abusing them and getting one of them pregnant or doing stuff with drugs leading to jail time, etc. So don't fall for his bullshit and keep all contact cut. Girl, keep that pervert blocked. A good guy? He's literally a pedo. I would bet good money that was what he was really in prison for. He's a danger to your children. Keep this man far away from you. You have a child of your own now to protect from people like him. Girl, The first paragraph felt like you were reliving sweet memories, but you were literally a child being groomed. Stay away from him and stay safe. You should have blocked him from the start. My husband isn't being a husband. Went to the hospital for something really embarrassing at 2 a.m. I've been in excruciating pain all day, so it was the last straw. I told him I was going and he didn't even offer to drive me even though he knows I'm having trouble sitting or walking. Then I get there and he doesn't ask how I'm doing or anything, but I told him anyway. I got an opiate but had to drive myself home cause no one else was up. Came home to him knocked out, and then when he realizes I'm home he asks me why I'm not in the bed and then just went back to sleep like he didn't care that much. We both have work tomorrow, but I would treat him so different than he is me. I've been crying and still in extreme pain the whole time I've been back and been ignored. I'm hurt. How do I address this? Thanks for reading if you did. ETA. We are both mid-20s. ETA too. Thank you for all of the support everyone, to the rude comments. Why? Anyway. I will update after convo. He's at work and since I work from home I'm trying to as well. So we'll see in a few hours. Girl, that's not a husband, he's barely a piece of furniture. You deserve better. You don't need a dead weight in your life. I would tell him everything you wrote in this post and express how you would like him to show up for you as well in moments like this. That is if this is a first-time occurrence and if he is receptive to your requests. If this is not a first, then I would possibly seek couples counseling if you are both open to it. All that aside, feel better. I know if I would tell my partner in the middle of the night that I need to go to the hospital, he would be flying out of the bed. So your husband's behavior seems awfully off to me. Have you talked about it with him? Have you told him that his behavior upsets you? If not, it's time. He needs to know and you need to be careful on how he handles this further. This is ridiculous. Literally ridiculous. I wouldn't let a friend or housemate go to the hospital at 2 a.m. by themselves, never mind my wife. What a selfish TWT. OMG. My 34M wife, 34F, wears sundress and nothing underneath even when our son's friends come to play. She thinks they are too young and it's all right. I know they understand lot more than she thinks and have seen some of them trying to look up into her dress. Her excuse was she gets sweaty, so I bought her cotton one and now she says they itch. It's really inappropriate to do that around them. She is not willing to listen. You don't give much detail to make an objective opinion. 1. Does she know that the kids peep? 2. Is she aware that the dresses are short or floppy enough to expose her private parts? 3. Is she at all concerned of how the other parents might react if they learned that she's exposing their kids to her nudity? This is a double-edged one because the kids shouldn't be looking her up skirt, but as the adult, she also has a responsibility to not flash young kids whom she's invited into her home. You might want to mention that kids talk and once other parents hear about it they may not let their kids come over anymore. Should I accept doing a house share with my friends at 22 when I'm super comfortable at home? All my friends are moving out. Some of my friends have asked me to house share with them. But I literally just don't want to. Like, it seems fun having friends around all the time, but I'm just so fucking comfortable with my parents. They have a big house. I have my own nice big bathroom. Cupboards dedicated to my makeup. Pretty gardens to read in. My music room. Like, I'm so comfortable. My parents don't bother me or even want me to pay rent and I get to hang out with my mum all the time and watch Love Island with her and fucking hell I don't want to grow up, man. But that being said, like, I'm 22. Like, it's probably more acceptable to move out and I'm so torn. It's not like I can't afford to, I just really don't want to. But I feel like I'm supposed to. If you don't want to move out and your parents are cool with it, I would stay home. Take advantage of this time and start saving up for a down payment for your own house. Save your money, invest or build down payment. Living with friends just for sake. Living with friends is like an expensive camp. It will probably be better for your friendship if you don't move in with your friends. If home is comfortable, why rush? I would have stayed home longer if I had nice and comfy home life with my family. Plus, living with friends isn't always what it's cracked up to be. I learned fast that just cause they're your good friends doesn't mean they're good roommates. My roommate now are my sister and her ex. They were dating a while but neither can afford to live elsewhere, and my BF. My friends have come and gone as roommates and now I want nothing more than my own space. If you've got that at home for free lol, I wouldn't trade that for anything right now.